So this week, she's already giggling, but we're going to roll with it because I like the energy. So this week we're lucky enough to have sat in with us our first female representative, our first female guest on the group chat here with the man them. Tonight it is Miss Sarah Speare. How are you doing? Are you okay?
Fabulous, thanks.
Good, man. Thank you for coming down and joining us anyway. So obviously, just having I need to stop saying obviously. I've noticed I say it a lot, so don't get at me in the comments, but I'm going to try and curb myself tonight. So for the purpose of tonight's podcast, we are lucky enough to have you in. I just wanted to basically get an understanding of your little journey over the last couple of years, really, and the comedy side of things that you've delved into. How did you get into that world?
The comedy?
Yeah, man.
So people just kept telling me I was funny, and then I failed in uni me last year.
What was you doing in uni?
Events management at the time.
Okay.
And I failed me last year. I was going into my third year, and then they said you can't come. So I was like, oh, fuck you guys. So then I spent £40 on a comedy course. Did you know they do comedy courses?
Okay, where did you do that then?
They do. In town. But listen to this, it's the worst thing ever. It's not that it's bad, it's that it's just stupid. The logic, do you know what I mean? So basically...
Surely you're funny or you're not.
Exactly. So, but the people that were in there... Because I didn't know how to get into it. Yeah. I don't know how to get into that world.
I guess
do you know
anyone
what I mean?
who's paying £40 for the course, the people there are just sat laughing at you, so then you're funny.
Well, no, the people that were there were all like business people who were doing like business talks, but they wanted to put a bit of banter in them. Do you know what I mean? So they go there to like learn a bit of confidence, and then the guy who was running the course would teach them how to write this script.
Yeah, like a sketch. Yeah.
So every week we were doing that, and everyone was getting up and talking pure shit, and then I'd stand up and they'd be like, so everyone was writing stuff down, and then they'd go on Sarah, so I'd stand up and just tell a story, random story of my life, and they were going, have you wrote that down? I was like, no, it's just one of my many stories. And then it just became a thing. Every week I'd just do a story, and everyone else would stand up with the notepad and tell the shittest jokes. This one guy told a joke about his granddad being a pedo, and we were all just like, okay, probably don't use that. Like, it was so awkward. But on the actual night, because at the end of the 6 weeks, they put on a show for everyone.
And also, sorry to jump on that there.
Fine.
So in terms of when you was doing, just telling your stories week by week, when you was going home then, was you writing down the stories that you had just told, or did you just always have them locked up here?
Yeah, no, I just go in, I did my stories, and then I went home. I've never ever wrote a set.
That's what I've done. We've got to try and be funny.
Yeah, like I've never wrote a set. So anything that you'll see me stand up and do, it's all off the top of my head. It's just stories, life stories.
Yeah. And how do you find that then when you're performing? Just like, as you mentioned, and then you did the show, what happened in the show?
It bangs so good, you know, like all the other people went on and I was like, oh yeah, well done Barbara, because it was like they were all like
shout out Barbara.
yeah, she was big in the game. She told this one joke anyway, so they were all sick, and then that guy got up about the pedo, granddad pedo joke, and he then told a joke about like S&M, and then he played it out on stage where like his girlfriend was gagging him and taking naked nudes of him, and everyone was like so quiet in the room. And see, with like singing, so you've got your backing track so you can sing and no one feels awkward. But see, in comedy, if you are awkward, the room feels the awkwardness, like the room is dry. And then I went on after him, and I was just like, I stood up and I just went, so, at BV, and just started talking about fishy fannies, and everyone was just going, I was like, oh no, I'm winning, it's going. So everyone liked fishy fannies, not me. I don't have any. I don't have one now. I mean, what happened was it was a...
I don't actually think anyone likes them.
No, but BV is an actual thing, you know, and it's sad because it's not like, a lot of girls don't even know what it is.
I think is what, like, the fact that you're able to, because obviously you need to watch Sarah's Instagram stuff. You should do a count, but yeah, there's one anyway. But at the minute, if you was to go over to Sarah's Instagram and you look at any of her stories or any through her feed or whatever it might be, you will see some of your sketches, and the things that you do come out with are very outlandish and very just on the nose and up front. You don't hide away from things. A lot of that kind of stuff, I can imagine a lot of girls would feel too self-conscious to maybe
talk about.
Yeah, so do you feel empowered when you're doing that kind of thing? And
well, to be fair, which is so good, on my Instagram, I've never been trolled. No one's messaged me and gone, I fucking hate you.
Really?
You're a fat bitch. You're a slag. No one does that. I did get one message the other day on my Facebook, because my Facebook's got like 22,000 followers, something like that. And they messaged me, this one guy, and he was like, you are a seductress whore. And then, but he'd replied to like 3 different things, and each time he was getting more and more vexed that I was turning him on. And he was just like, some pure godly man, and he's like, you are a whore from the devil. And I was like, gee, just relax your dick, do you know what I mean? Like, relax yourself. But that's literally the only messages I get. So all the other messages I get are from women, and they're like, I've just got out of an abusive relationship and you help me, or, you know, like someone messaged me and was like, me baby died and I haven't felt laughter since I come across your page, you know, like proper
Deep
powerful
shit.
women messages.
Deep shit, man.
Messages from women, and then I just feel so like, I feel like I could just keep doing it forever if I keep getting the messages, do you know what I mean?
So in terms of yourself then, because I'm one of them people, I hate to be put in boxes and I try to avoid putting other people into boxes, but is the comedy element where you feel most comfortable at the moment, where in your own journey where you're at?
What do you mean, like in terms of what I talk about?
No, what you're looking to do for yourself.
Oh,
is
to
that
progress?
Yeah, to progress. Is that the comedy element for you that makes you feel the most comfortable?
I'm definitely going forward with the comedy.
Fantastic. And where can people find you if they want to come and watch a show at some point or see you?
I've got 2 bookings in Hot Water, which Hot Water didn't have me in there for ages, you know, and I had to send them a message and be like, look, I'm your only female, black, Scouse comedian that I can think of in Liverpool, so I just don't understand why you wouldn't have me on your stage, do you know what I mean?
And what was the response to that?
He was like, it's not like that. There's a long list. It's
never like that.
No, it's never like that. There's a long list of people trying to get on the stage, but I was just thinking, no, there's fucking not, because it's run by 16 men, yeah. 16 men, so you have to go through all these guys. You have to suck the dick, which I ain't willing to suck anybody's dick.
Well, yeah,
to get on stage.
If you watch that Instagram video, you know she's not
I am
likely
just
to suck
I'm not even about to suck fucking... Anyway. I'm not going to do that. So anyway.
No, of course.
But they messaged me the other day out of the blue and was like, do you want these 2 shows? And I was just like, oh, okay.
Sick.
I'll take them.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hot Water, the 25th at 7:00, 7:30, and then at 9.
Yeah.
And then I'm in London on the 17th. And then I'm going to Bournemouth. I know I've got somewhere else on the 7th of March. No,
what have you got for April? What's lined up for April?
April's Bournemouth.
Okay, April's Bournemouth.
Yeah, I'm like hosting a show in Bournemouth. Okay. But they're flying me there, so I feel like proper bougie.
You can fly to Bournemouth.
They're flying me to Bournemouth. He sent me
It's quicker to fly to Bournemouth than it is to drive or get a train. Yeah. It's the south coast, isn't it? So take you less than an hour flight from here to the dam type of distance. 40 minutes to fly to Bournemouth.
Yeah. So, cool. But they're my shows mostly in London, to be fair, because London just like
love you off differently.
They just love Scouse accents, and obviously everyone keeps saying to me, there's no like comedians out there that are like you. So I feel in the terms of the way I speak and stuff, and the way I like deliver things, and obviously I know I am rude and stuff. So I think it must just bang for certain people.
That's it, sick. Well, I was. Obviously,
Obviously.
I shouldn't have said that to you. You're the worst person to say that to now.
Obviously.
So moving forward then, I with the podcast that we've got, I just wanted to kind of frame things a little bit differently. So I did want to get to know you a little bit better and know the type of things that you're getting into with the comedy stuff. And I think it's sick at the minute. I think there's going to be a few things to people to stay in tune for and keep an eye out. Definitely. So that's definitely a good look. But the main topic really of conversation that I wanted us to really discuss tonight, given the fact that you are single, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're still single, by the way, yeah.
I was and ahhing then.
But he was and ahhing as it. There's
going to be people watching this going, you're single, are you? No, you're not.
Well, that leads me to my next point perfectly anyway. So, that being said, I was reading through, probably scrolling on Instagram or Facebook the other day, and I basically come across an article that phrased the question, why is dating as a millennial so screwed up? So millennial being the generation that we're in, I think we're all of a similar age and we're probably right in the middle of that bubble. So they broke it down with very realistic reasons as to why whoever was the author or the journalist making this article, stating why they felt that dating for people like ourselves has become so difficult if you are single in this day and age. So I just kind of want to break them down and kind of get 2 ends of the spectrum really and see what your guys' opinions are of some of these points. So the first one that I touched upon was, it's now acceptable we ghost as a way to end things. And I'll start with you, Sarah, in that one. So the first thing for me, when did this ghosting thing become a thing? If it's a new thing, when did it become a thing?
I've never experienced being ghosted.
Okay, so you've never been ghosted then. So when was it more acceptable for you to start ghosting people, if that makes sense?
I don't know, because I feel like people have been ghosted from the dawn of time.
Do you
just
think?
in different ways. Yeah.
Give me an example then.
I get that actually.
Go on.
See, when you said it, I picture someone ignoring a text.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it with like a more modern take on it.
Which is why
so people obviously have it. Was obviously a lot. You got me saying it obviously now. It would have been a lot easier to ghost someone before mobile phones were so prominent in day to day.
Exactly.
Okay. In the sense.
Someone's less, if it's a lot harder to contact someone.
But was that expectation ever there then, though? I feel like that's what's changed.
Probably not, but yeah, I don't know.
It's that expectation to...
Me personally, I'd rather someone just be straight up.
And
I would be straight up.
Same.
In a sense of, I can't be arsed with the fuckery of like, ignore. Don't get me wrong, sometimes there is a reason to ignore somebody.
Yeah,
but that's not on the block button, doesn't solve. So, you're not going to get a reply. I'm not going to know you've tried to get in touch with me.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
But is it, so, from your experience then, how does it feel to be ghosted? Have you been ghosted? How does it feel to be ghosted? What's your thought process for the next half an hour after you've tried to get into someone?
I wouldn't know.
Never been ghosted.
I don't know if I have.
That's what I get for being lighties, yo. You lighties be lucky like that.
I don't know what. I'm not beggy enough to have been ghosted, so if someone doesn't reply, then that's
exactly
cool.
In a bit.
They haven't replied, then I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to push it to a point where I'm like, oh, I've been ghosted. Like, they're clearly blanking me.
Yeah.
I get that point from the first message, like the first time I'm not replied to.
So the first time you're not replied to, then that's it. You're prepared to, after that point, not put any more effort or energy into.
Because if someone respects you on a level, they'll reply. Like when people reply.
It's that I'm too busy for
3-4 days later, like, oh, I've been busy. Like, no, you haven't. Like, my lifestyle's quite busy and I can find the time in my day to reply to most things within a reason, whether it be work or business or anything else. Within a reasonable time frame, I can usually reply.
Yeah.
So
there's no
you prioritise.
And I feel like that sets a lot of people to fail, that whole, I've been busy, because we had the conversation the other day, people were busy, but you can see them on Insta or you can see them on Snapchat and they're living another part of their life, and it's like, well, you've clearly been free enough in your time
You're
to be
active
able to
on your social media.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, I suppose it's kind of different if you use it for work purposes.
That's me.
But to a point. So, like, if you're just socialising and liking photos and doing your thing on social media.
Piss take.
Yeah, but you haven't got the time to reply to, like, my simple message, then, yeah, I think that's quite a piss take.
No, that's a liberty.
So then, in terms of yourselves, you'd be more straight up with the fact that, like, you're not going to ghost somebody just off the bat. You would just clearly tell them that there's no interest. You're not interested in them in that sense.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't leave somebody waiting for a reply. As in, if I had reason to not reply,
yeah,
I would. I'll leave your message.
I'm talking in more of a sense, right then. So, hypothetically speaking, you have both of you separately, but in a situation where you have started seeing somebody, and after a couple of weeks, maybe whatever, you're no longer feeling it. How do you broach that to them? Are you that straight up where you can just be like, yeah, I'm not feeling this. I'm not going to look to come and see you again. And
so
does the conversation go?
I'd love to be like the good person to be like, yeah, because in my mind that's what I do, but I approach it terribly, and it's usually a shower of shit from the start. So whereas I should have that clean break and be like, look, I'm not feeling it. It never goes like that.
So what does it go like?
I try being, you try not to hurt someone, or you hurt them even worse, instead of just being like, you try not to be that bad person and be like, look, I ain't feeling it. You try and word it politely.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't quite come across as upfront as you want it to. Like, I've been in that situation, and then it's not taken as you want it to be taken, and then the person obviously doesn't get the message intended. No. I have had this situation. But that's...
And for yourself then, in that same situation, what would you do? You've been seeing someone for a couple of weeks, you're no longer feeling it, you're not catching that vibe anymore with my man. Are you telling them, are you going to give him a call? Do you even give him a call now to say, look, love?
Well, I just kind of start backing off with my attention.
Okay.
So I'd slowly just withdraw myself. And then when you do that, they seem to just latch on like a baby on your tit. Do you know what I mean? They just don't want to let go, like they're still hungry. So I start withdrawing, and then they'll like be like, is there an issue? Well, you know what I mean? And then when they say that, and then you have to be like, well, do you know what? I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like just get back in the friend zone, and then you just...
But would you broach that with them, or would you just, as you say, just don't even have that conversation?
No, I'd fully have the conversation. I'd just be like, look, this isn't working. Me, flaps don't clap for you when I see you, so...
And that leads me on to my next point brilliantly there, let's be honest. The next point in the article said that we are, as the millennials, in this little bubble that we're living in, we're hyper-focused on sex. True statement, not so true statements. I'll let you guys open with that.
Yeah. People love good sex. People always have done, so yeah, we are. And you're liars. If any of you want to say we're not, you're liars.
Undercover
and that's why you're laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is probably
exactly.
true. So, from your perspective, is that the same? Because that's clearly where Marcel's
I was in my doctor's the other day, and I sat down and I said, look, doctor, I'm not going to lie to you, but I think I'm addicted to sex. And he went, Sarah, you're not. And I went, no, doc, listen, I constantly look at men's groins like I can't help it. I was like, it's on my mind every second, and I'm like, I'm literally... No, I've already looked. I looked before. No, it's an actual issue. No. I've looked at all of you, so I'm not seeing you as soon as you walked in. It's like X-ray vision. Do you know, it's mad. So yeah, I am. Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is where I will interject here. I feel like this is where us as men are at a huge disadvantage.
I like that. That was going to be me, and then you went to us as men.
No, it wasn't. It was just going to be us as men are at a huge disadvantage. Yeah. I ain't disadvantaged by anything. But the fact that I was going to say was, in this day and age now, when it comes to sex, yeah, a lot of girls will think, oh, guys are just always too focused on sex. That's all they want. They just want to get into me knickers, and then that's it. You don't hear from them. Go back to point one. They end up ghosting you. I don't necessarily think that's true. But what I do think is true is the fact that when a guy is with a girl, that moment that they're with the girl and they hit that climax, we can have 1,000 wanks. It's never going to feel as good as that climax with that girl. Now, when we flip that to the other side of things, with a girl now, there's not always a guarantee that every partner that girl's been with is going to be able to make her orgasm. So girls are slowly replacing us men with dildos. And those dildos... Yous laugh, but guys out there are losing. We are losing because of dildos mass-produced worldwide simply because...
Who hate you?
No one's hate me like that. But what I'm saying is, now if a girl... Because for the girl, she can turn around and like, I might be hyper-focused on sex, but it doesn't mean I'm just going to drop me knickers to any man. Simply because now I can get that climax based solely off a dildo. And there's not always any guarantee that the next 10 men are going to be able to come and do that anyway. So I'd rather take care of myself, and I'll only reserve myself for people that I feel like there's going to be that connection with, which means girls are so much easier to say, I might be hyper-focused on sex, but it doesn't mean I'm any less selective with who I have sex with in that sense. Mm-hmm. And that's just what I think in terms of, well, guys are definitely losing out, but...
I think, you know what? Lads are more upfront. Everyone loves sex, but lads are more upfront about it because there's no fear of being judged. If someone calls you a hoe, you're not asked.
No.
Like, as lads, we don't carry... It doesn't carry... That title, that name doesn't carry the same weight.
But then that's the whole feminist bad stigma in terms of...
But that's just how society looks at it. As I say, as a girl, to be called a slag is quite an insulting thing. As a lad, if someone calls you, you couldn't care less. Yeah. That title for us as lads doesn't hold the same weight. So it's no issue to be upfront about it. You don't like sex. No one bats an eyelid.
But in this day and age now, you have both just agreed that everybody loves good sex.
But not all girls are as upfront.
I am.
Well, we know that. not all girls
My
are.
whole Instagram's based upon it.
And how do you find it then? How's that reception with people? Do people... I know, because you said you've not had trolls, but do people target you and think that you are an easy source for sex based off your Instagram?
Yeah. Like, people just send me dicks all the time.
That's got to make you kind of happy, don't it?
No, because what the fuck am I going to do with it? Print it and fucking stick it up my Mary, it'll melt. The point is you can't do nothing with a dick pic. It doesn't arouse me. It doesn't satisfy any urges that I've got. I literally just look at a dick. And then I've looked at a dick. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my...
But the whole X-ray vision thing does wonders.
Well, no, I prefer the idea of wonder.
Okay.
But when you just slide in me DMs with an asked for,
yeah,
it's unnecessary. Like I didn't ask for it, but in my mind, I think I can speak about sex because I don't really give a fuck what people think about me. To be honest.
Well, that's good, but I don't. That's very good for you and that works for you clearly, but I don't feel like that's something that all girls can just walk into those shoes tomorrow and be like, I knew I'd like sex weeks ago, but now she said that I can go out and now kind of express myself in the same way. How do we get better at communicating to each other from the off?
You need to be...
Probably by having that attitude of like, I'm not asked.
You need to just be like fully embrace your pussy power, I think. 100%.
What is...
You're going to be judged either way though.
But
I suppose, so if you take that approach of not being asked, like that is the way to be with it.
I was a virgin and I was shagging 20 men. Do you know what I mean? So, and I was a hoe before I'd even lost my virginity. So, do you know what I mean? We may as well just fucking enjoy it and fucking... No, don't give them a reason to call you a hoe, but like...
Yeah, no.
I feel like it's rude.
Because we keep having this conversation where in this day and age now, I'm like, how do you sustain a 20, 30, 40 year relationship, not even talking marriage, with somebody being our age, going from now point to, our 60s and 70s? I feel like it has become a lot more difficult because of all the things of social media, the phones, the technologies, some of the other points that we'll touch on in a minute. But the sex one for me is a sticking point because I do genuinely feel like there's not that transparency from the off with the sexes. We might be able to talk on a level about it, me and you. You might be able to talk to your girls on a level, but that crossover doesn't really meet. It's only when you've not met each other's expectations that it kind of comes to the forefront. It all gets brought on the table.
Or even when it doesn't. Some girls don't even talk about it, do they?
Exactly that. So is there a way, for you found your way clearly. I'm not saying you have to...
I go on my first date and I'll sit down and I'll be like, look, do you lick the nanny?
Oh, shit.
Straight away on my first date, because I just think there's no point going for a second date because then, someone's going to catch feelings, and if you don't lick the nanny, I'm going to be pissed. You can't carry on. It's like
All right, though. So break that down there, right? You don't lick the nanny, then I'm going to be pissed. Calm. I can accept that. If my man turns around to you and says, I'll lick the nanny, you sucking a dick?
I'd be like... It's been nice. Do you want to go half? So he's Dutching it, or
so then there's the double standard. Then
but listen. This is the thing. This is the thing because I've had this discussion bare times. Yeah.
Okay.
How I could ask every single one of you in this room. Yeah. How many girls have dropped to their knees and just sucked your dick for nothing? Not even efforts have been put into it. Not even efforts where you've had to gas her with words or anything. She'll just do it. Because she either loves sucking the dick or she just really fancies you and wants you to like her that much. Exactly. So what I do is I try and flip and reverse it. Now ask me how many men have dropped to their knees and sucked my pussy for free. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. But the point is we can do it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I just think
in
my mind, like, why I'm not going to just suck anybody's dick that's in anybody's pussy, because you got to remember your dicks are entering bodies. My pussy isn't. Do you know what I mean? So it's different to live a little licking outside, but like that's like fully sucking someone else's Mary flat. I just don't know. I just feel like that's like a whole. So yeah, no one's dick's going in my mouth unless it's my husband's, because I feel like he deserves. I can't give him my virginity, but I can give him my virgin mouth. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, fair enough. That that what works for you clearly.
I just don't like the idea of anyone just saying, "Yeah, I sucked it. She sucked my dick." I just feel like that's proper like not for me.
I don't even want to ask this question, but I assume you get off on the fact that then you can be like, my.
But it's funny because in my mind, I think, what guy is going to come and lick my nanny and just get sent on his merry way and then tell his boys, oh yeah, I just licked a nanny for nothing. No one's going to do that, which means no one's going to know about it, which means we're never going to discuss it, which means I can keep doing it.
I can keep doing it. I love that.
Let's cut that out. Chop that.
So now there's another point here that says that we are in a competition to who can care the least. So have you ever found yourselves in that situation where things have got a little bit tense potentially after a couple of weeks, or as it might be months now, you have been in a relationship, you have started a relationship and it's the early stages, but all of a sudden now, as you were saying before, you become a little bit withdrawn. Is that more of a case of, well, is it that competition, or is it just because I'm not into you that much?
Wouldn't say it's a competition, like a lads v girls thing. You can be less arsed. I wouldn't say it's that now.
What is it then? Is
But
it just,
I can only speak
does it run its
in my
course?
own experience. I'm quite upfront in the sense of if I'm asked and we're talking a matter of weeks in and I'm into it, I'll let it be known that I'm into it.
Okay.
Like I'm not asked whether some people will be like, oh, that's too soon. If that's how I feel, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
And if I don't feel it the same, I'll be quite reserved. In the sense that if I'm getting nothing back from it, then I'll act accordingly.
Okay.
So it's got nothing to do with who could be less asked or try and play it cool. Because if I'm into someone, there's no playing it cool about it. I'm into it and that's it.
And what about you? Do you feel like it's if a lad, all right, comes at you with that approach and all of a sudden now he's like, well, from his perspective, he's not displaying to you that he is always feeling it. Do you then go withdrawn and be like, well, I'm not going to start showing you my affections? Do you go within yourself? Or do you make it known? Why aren't you feeling it? Tell me, be upfront kind of thing.
If they're just not, I feel like you can feel a vibe.
Yeah.
If they're not on it, I'm not on it.
Okay. So it's more of an energy thing. It's the whole vibe.
It's just like if we're not on it, if you're not showing me the same type of vibe that I'm showing you, then it's just not going to work.
Okay.
And I'm never going to chase anyone down, ever.
No, I think a lot of people are like that nowadays, though. It's just about, a lot of people that I speak to, or even myself, I'll be completely honest, I'm like that with the energy that I'll put in the same amount of energy that I get out of somebody. Yeah. If someone's giving me the time and the effort and the energy.
I'm not about to chase.
Yeah.
Because
but you think it's necessary?
To me, that's games.
Exactly. But you
if
think...
you're into me, why are you going to make me chase? Like, why are you going to play games about it? Just be upfront and be how you feel.
But I don't think people are nowadays, I feel like still that whole chivalry type of a girl is to be chased and pursued to a certain point still applies, even though it's still...
I think it's a load of shit. If you're into somebody, you're into somebody. If you're not, you're not. Why are you going to play games and then like sort of take a few steps back and have them chasing you?
But it goes back to that it's just like basic human science. You tell me I can't have something, I want it even more. So if that initially...
To a point.
Yeah. To a point,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If someone's playing hard to get, it gets to a point where it's like, do you know what? Go fuck yourself then. Let it be. I'm not chasing no more.
Do you find that with lads? The lads play hard to get, or are lads a little bit just too...
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Because it makes me sound like I'm a proper up my own ass, but I'm not, because I know girls get the same thing.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say, because even though you are very outspoken with what you say, the things that... I can imagine that on the girl side, as you're saying, it happens to a lot of girls.
It happens to every girl. Like every girl will get inundated with DMs of just guys trying to take them here, there and everywhere. Like, it's ridiculous.
How do you wean out the wankers then?
That's why I'm single. Because you can't. You just can't. You can't.
And are you, in that sense then...
That was a pure passionate calm, wasn't it? You can't.
Are you overly reliant in that respect then on social media to find potential suitors? Or do you take a break from that shit and say, right, I'm going to go in the real world and meet people, and the people that I'm meeting, the energy that I get off my guy or that person, that's where I'm going to be drawn to, as opposed to, ooh, that was a nice picture, and ooh, he looks nice in that car, or ooh, that was a nice holiday. Do you know what I mean?
I tried Tinder.
So again, another social media.
I did try Tinder, yeah.
And how did you find that experience?
I felt like I was on a virtual shopping website to be shopped, to be bought. I felt like people were like trying to buy me. And then it becomes stupid again, because you literally match with everyone. Because I just feel like guys just go for do you know what I mean? They just swipe for every girl. Yeah. So then you match with everyone, so there's no one who you...
We're at a constant disadvantage on social media. There's no two ways about it.
But I'd love to just like drop my lipstick on the floor and some guy goes, hey, you've dropped your lipstick. And then we like connect eyes. And then he goes...
So that's very old school.
Yeah,
very...
and then his eyes go wide because he loves me straight away. And he goes, do you want to go for a coffee? And I'm like, yeah, I drink tea. And then we just... That's us forever then. That's what I want.
But again, I feel like, well, this is... Where is it? I'm going to jump to that one then. Because it's there. Are we expecting a perfection that doesn't exist? Is that a world now that just doesn't exist into that old school romance and finding love in that way? Because I feel another thing that when I have conversations about relationships with people, doesn't matter whether it's boys or girls, I always say definitely men, more so than women, because I can only really say it from a guy's perspective. But if you just look back over the last 100 years, say, and you go back to the First World War and you get the Second World War, men at that time had a purpose in life. They knew for the fact that they would be going and sent off to war at some point, which means if they was going to war, there was honour and fighting for your country and defending the freedoms that your country had and all that shit, yeah? So they've gone to war, they've done that, knowing then, if they are the fortunate ones to come home and make it back from war, that girl that I knew at the social club when we were 16, 17, if she's still there now working in one of the factories, I'm going to go over to her the first day I get back from, being overseas, and I'm going to propose and tell her I'm going to spend the rest of my life with her and build a family. And that's what he was able to do because they had that purpose. And then after the wars and the Second World Wars, people had another purpose in rebuilding the country. So the likes of, rebuilding the bus services, the tubes down south, the road networks, all that kind of stuff. So there was purpose. I feel like lads of our generation now, we're purposeless. We've got too many options. We don't really have a purpose. So then trying to find the reason as to why we want to keep a sustained relationship, it's not at the forefront of our minds. So it makes it really difficult to then be like, yeah, well, I know I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you, or I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you. It's almost impossible.
Do you think?
I do anyway. Maybe that's just my jaded view of the world, but
scary.
I genuinely think lads back in them days had a purpose, and it was more of a societal thing where he was all on that kind of, that was the way of thinking and that was the way things were done. Because if you look at the generations of our grandparents, they stayed together from young 16s and 17s and stayed together. They still had shit to deal with, but they stuck it through and seen it out. They didn't have the temptations of knowing, right, well, yeah, if I have an argument with her tonight, I can go slide into me DMs and see who's been trying to hit me up over the last week. They didn't have that as an option as available to them. So it was never really a focal.
I would have said at the start, social media's largely to blame for the whole, like, where we think this perfect thing exists. So you look at anybody influential, and they be posting like
but I see
couple photos.
Okay, go on.
But I mean, people with like a big following. I don't really think it should hold any kind of weight. But besides the point, if you see someone day in, day out living this life and, they're here and they're there and they're all coupled up, some people do aspire to that because that's like, that's like the perfect life. You just get together, you have a kid, you get a house, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. People do look up to that.
Yeah, it's still aspirational, definitely.
But most people who are posting that, they're cheating on each other, they're having shit behind, there's a murder going on behind the scenes. That photo is never actually a realistic expectation of what is, it's never a true picture
of what's going on.
So social media on that front is to blame
for that kind of stuff.
Portraying this thing that isn't actually.
But that perfection that you're searching for then, and that moment where you meet someone in the real world, and I still think now we've gone so far into ourselves and everything is just. There's no guy going to pick up your lipstick because they're sat there
looking at... He's probably too busy on his phone.
You're telling me. No one is going to pick up your lipstick, okay?
No, on the
reality.
On the basis of the head's already in the phone.
Yeah.
So they're missing all of this because the head's there.
Yeah, but maybe my guy is different. Maybe my guy reads books and he's not on any social media.
Okay.
Maybe they still exist.
When's the last time you met one?
Not long ago.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
There's me told.
Not long ago. It was last year.
Yeah. Oh, so then that's another kind of worms, yeah. It doesn't
no,
exist.
But that wasn't even perfection. What I said to you before, picking up the lipstick, that's organic. It's an organic way to meet someone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If we just bump into each other and we just hit it off there and then, it's organic. It's not like forced. Whereas Instagram, people are gonna see my page, see my ass, because I've posted a picture in a fucking bikini looking back at myself thinking I'm bad, and someone's going to go, I want to tap that, let me just slide in the DMs. Then they're going to chat as much shit as possible just to slide in me nanny, and then it's just going to be a battle because it's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's just not. So then your
guard's already up when that's the initial approach.
Exactly, and that's always the most initial approach. Every now and again you'll get the odd different message, but then you just think you're lying.
Okay.
You just can't take it seriously. I just think, but it's organic that I'm looking for, not perfection.
So in that sense then, are we too strategic, because this is another point here, are we too strategic in our responses to each other? So as you're saying there, a guy will see your Instagram, see your photos and then slide in. Do you think that's him being strategic in a way to try and get into you some way? It's going to impress you if he says, boom, I can come and take you here, I can take you there. Or does that put you on the back foot then to be strategic in your own response and keep your guard up, or do you just dead them conversations off?
Do you mean guys that like offer to take me places, like to spoil me and stuff.
Whichever, whatever it is. I'm just talking in general when guys are trying to approach you for, whether that's your attention, they're trying to approach you for a date, or they're trying to make good of you as a woman and try and, you know, put a ring on it. Does all that shit just, no, as soon as they try with that approach, it's just, you got no chance.
Yeah, no, men message me and go, I love you. Like, they say them words. And not just once. I'll ignore it and they'll message and be like, no, I'm serious, I really do love you. Like, I've got one guy right now and he's like, please respond to me, you are the love of my life. And I'm like, I've never met you. Like, we don't know each other.
Where is this man from?
No, America. He's like, I'll fly you to LA right now and just, we live a very expensive life. And I'm like, honestly, I'm good.
But that could probably wow some girls.
Yeah, no, it
like
would.
Some girls are honestly that simple.
Yeah, no, it would. It would. It would.
Some girls would do anything for money.
No, but either way though, bro. So some bird turn around to you, right, yeah? She's living her best life in LA, just sunning it up, and turns around and goes, hey, I seen you on stage last year, you was looking hella peng, so do you want to come over to LA and I'll pay for you? What are you saying to that?
I'm going to screenshot it and show it to everyone in the bodybuilding world. Like, I've had this offer from a female, I'm winning, because usually I'm getting this offer from lads, and that's what goes down. But now I'd still say no. I'm not there to be bought. I can give myself. Insane. At this point in life, anything I want, I can already give myself.
Thank you. Me too.